Hello dear students, welcome to Devika's Commerce and Management Academy. Auditing, we have discussed internal control system in the last class, okay. If you have an idea, if you have good knowledge about internal control, now today's topic is internal check. Yes, internal check, please remember this is a part of internal control. Internal control we have discussed. Part of this is internal check. What is internal check? Internal check means once a person is preparing accounts, that is automatically checked by another person. Internal check. Suppose preparing transactions, prepare ledgers, that ledger is automatically checked by another person, means immediately checking with another person. So double check. If internal check is there, we may not miss any transactions, accuracy will be there, and changing the work or rotating the job, rotating the schedule of the employees, especially clerks, that will be changing in internal check system. So there will be no manipulations and they cannot do any kind of mistakes or frauds. This will be minimized. Internal check system. Internal check system is useful to those organizations where they have lakhs of transactions, and at a time if you call the auditor from outside, for him the work will be very difficult. That is the reason mainly every organization has to be very careful. If they go for right from the beginning itself only internal check system, that would be useful, that would be minimizing the work of auditor, and taking up the transactions are very easy, and right from the beginning they have control and they get the accuracy of the accountancy, they get the true picture of the organization, frauds and errors, everything can be minimized right from the beginning. That's internal check system. Am I clear? Internal check system is arranged inside of the organization. One person is checking the transaction, writing the transaction means immediately that is checked by another one. So that is checked immediately, minimizing the frauds and errors. So that is why internal check system must be strong. It is a part of the internal control system. We'll discuss in depth what are the main objectives of internal check. So main objective, first objective is total 7 are there. First one is that to ensure that the accounting system produces reliable and adequate information. Accounting system whatever is there, that is giving them a reliable and adequate information. Mainly checking immediately, it means that whatever information is there related to the accounts, everything is systematically provided and it is reliable, true and fair, and also adequate information. Whatever is required, that information only we have to get it if we follow the internal check system. This is the main object, reliable, adequate information as per the time. Okay. Second one is that protection against fraud, carelessness and inefficiency. We want to protect our organization accounting system from fraud. Intentionally somebody want to deceive, somebody want to misuse it, that is called fraud. So protection against fraud and carelessness, negligence, something has done, immediately another person is checking the transactions, then we'll come to know negligence or carelessness, and inefficiency. If the person is not capable, that kind of things also we can easily identify through the internal check system. Means we wanted to make the clerks transparent, honest, efficient and able to do the work in time. So that is the main object of internal check system. Internal check system, to understand, I'll give you one best example. I think you might have visited to bank anytime, sometime in your life. So when you go to the bank, if you give a withdrawal form, you want to withdraw some cash, so you'll sign on the check or any voucher and you'll give it, you'll submit it to the clerk. That clerk is checking and that same leaf, that same check is transferred to another clerk. One clerk is checked, another clerk also checking, and they'll sign, means two members immediately checking. That is internal check only. Are you getting it? Both the members simultaneously doing the same transaction. One person has put a tick mark, oh, from my side it is over. and second person, he has to verify it. If both are doing mistake, then imagine that will be a blunder, both will be trapped very badly. So that is why it must be very strong. So it is going to decrease the fraud and carelessness or inefficiency, any kind of that kind of things are going to decrease by this internal check. And another thing is the distribution of work will be there. Distribution of work will be there. Distribution of work is in such a way that no transaction is left. Distribution of work, as I told you, A is writing the transactions, B is checking immediately. Okay, immediately someone is checking, work is distributed, and when B is writing the transaction, C is checking. When C is writing, D is checking, like it is distributed. Burden is not there. Sometimes you are writing the transaction, sometimes your transactions are checking by another person, and you are checking somebody's transactions. It is distributed in such a way that if any transaction is left, that can be easily identified. That is what we are saying, the distribution of work in such a way that no transaction is left. Every transaction has to cover. Fourth objective is that allocation of duties and fixing responsibilities of each clerk. Every clerk we are allocating the duties and also fixing the responsibilities. Suppose say XYZ is there, X duties, what you have to do, X duties. And also your responsibilities also, not only just duties allotted and also responsibilities. Y, Z also, each and every clerk, each and every person who is working in the accounting department, their work is divided, responsibilities are fixed, duties are also fixed. They'll work efficiently. They knows that I am responsible for this, I have to do this. If something goes wrong, I'll be caught. So that kind of fear will be there. That responsibility also we are fixing along with the duties, important. And next one, minimize the frauds and errors. This is common point. Everywhere you can take internal control, internal check, next internal auditing also you can take. Okay, so this will minimize the frauds and errors. How? One person is writing the transactions, another person is immediately checking it. If any frauds or errors are there, immediately we can find out it there itself only. Initial stage itself only we can find out it. So there is no scope, we can minimize it at least. In the same next one, to increase the efficiency of clerk. Clerk's efficiency, definitely it is going to increase, because suppose I am a clerk, I am writing my accounts, transactions. My transactions, what I have written is checking by another person. And how should I work? I don't want to give any scope to the other person to catch my mistakes. So I'll work very carefully with alertness, and I am very prompt in writing all the accounting entries. So efficiency of mine will be increased now. And at the same time, I am checking somebody's transactions also. To check the transactions, I must be thorough first of all. I must have command over the accounts, then only I will be checking. So in both the ways, each and every clerk efficiency will be increasing a lot. This is also one of the important motto of internal check system. Okay, to increase the efficiency of clerks. Next one, to exercise more pressure, to exercise moral pressure, to exercise moral pressure of the staff. Means generally when work is divided in such a fashion, when we are giving the duties and responsibilities, each and every staff is having good clear-cut idea about what I have to do. There won't be having any kind of pressure. Morally, honestly they do the work, and pressure also will not be there. I have clarity what I have to do. Then why pressure? Target is given to me, that I wanted to focus it. So this is going to increase the moral values of every staff. Honest and also efficient to perform their duties. So these are the objectives of the internal check system. And at the same time we can discuss about essential characters or principles of good internal check system. how internal check system is going to work out wonderfully, what are the qualities are required, what are the essentials are required, what are the principles are required, that we are discussing. Total 8 points are there. First one is that responsibility. We are fixing up the responsibility. Unless you fix up the responsibilities to the clerks, they won't work, they won't accept it. That is why fix up the responsibility. Fixing up the responsibility is important in internal check system, as we have discussed now. In the same way, completion. Give them a task, give them a work, and fix up a particular time. Within that time, you have to complete the work. Completion of particular work on particular time, when you fix it, the transactions and the work will be completed without any delay. And at the same time, rotation of employees. Never keep employee in the same place for long period, just like bank employees. Bank employees, LIC employees, they never fix the employees at the same period, same place for long period. Here also, internal check system also, you have to rotate them. Why? If you don't rotate, they'll become expertise in their field. They'll fix up match fixing, you know. They'll go for match fixing and they'll do all kind of frauds and manipulations in however they wanted to cheat. They will become expert in that area. That is why rotation of employees is one of the important thing in the internal check system. And automatic check. Automatic check, please implement it. Internal check system is there, but one person is writing the transactions, another person is checking after 1 month, after 2 months, after 1 year. That doesn't give you good result. That is why what is required is here automatic check, immediate check. Clarity you will find. Okay. In the same way, reliance information, pakka information, no doubt at all. That kind of information reliance is there. In the same way, safeguards. It has to safeguard all the assets and cash, whatever is available in the organization. It has to protect it. Internal check system. If any mistake is there, immediately you are finding out, you are rectifying it, you are bringing into the knowledge of the supervisor, a senior clerk, or somebody. So that is going to safeguard the assets. Supervision. Internal check is there, but whether it is working efficiently or not, for that supervision is required. If without supervision, it is not going to work out. So that is why supervision keeps some higher employees, higher in the sense maybe senior accountant or accounts department manager or somebody. They have to keep a vision, they have to keep an eye how it is working. Meanwhile, surprise visits, surprise checking, okay, shocking checking, this kind of things also will make the clerks to work efficiently. That is supervision. And the last one, periodical review. Periodically you have to review how the internal check system is working, any changes are required, rotation is clear or not, responsibilities what we have fixed and the duties what we have fixed, is it okay, changes are required, any kind of alterations, like all these things, periodical review you have to go. Unless you review whatever may be, not only internal check, anything, any policy you wanted to implement, unless you go for this review, it is not going to be successful, it is not going to give you 100% result. So that is why these are the main characteristics which are required for good internal check system. Advantages. What are the advantages? Advantages, two types of advantage. One is for the business. Business means you can say it as a client also, for client or business. Second one is for the auditor. For the business or client point of view, proper division of work is there. Proper division of work means every clerk work is decided, fixed, so they have good knowledge what they have to do. So division is there. And detection of frauds and errors. When you have internal check system, immediately you can find out it. Okay. In the same way, efficiency increases, as we have discussed so far. Every clerk will be honest and alert, so that his efficiency of work will increases. And moral check. My work is checking by another person. I need to be sincere. I have to be honest. So moral values of the clerk means me. All the clerks' moral values also going to increase. It's a moral check to all the employees. So these are the advantages for the business or client, you can say. Second one is for auditor. Internal check system is their auditor work is damn easy. He can just relax. So here quick checking is possible. Quickly he can check the transaction because internal check is there. So already checked, and he can go for any convenience to the auditor, means he can go for test checking using the sample methods. All these things he can do it. His work will be easy where internal check system is there. These are the advantages. What about disadvantages? I didn't write, but let me discuss disadvantages. First thing is that to check the transactions by another person, manpower is required. This internal check system is not going to work out for the small organizations. Small entrepreneurs are there, so their work and their financial capacity is always less. Recruiting the staff or clerks, recruiting the clerks itself is difficult for them. Whereas the question of internal check, manpower is more required, they can't pay that. And also internal check system, there is a disadvantage. Where internal check system is there, auditor will be relaxed, auditor will feel that everything is good. But whenever auditor feels that it is good and I can relax, I can go for sample checking, test checking, this and that, if this is not going to work out, he'll be at risk. Auditor will be at risk. You know, we have already discussed about the auditor's lien liabilities, civil liabilities, criminal liabilities, what are the consequences he has to face. So that is why he must be alert though internal check system is there, right? So these are the main disadvantages. Am I clear about internal check? Okay, this internal check is going to put the checkmate to all the frauds, all the errors. By the way, take the screenshot or note down. In the coming classes, we'll discuss more. But anyway, this is important: internal audit, internal check, and internal auditing. Okay, so these three are internal control, internal check, internal audit. These three are important topics. People get confused. There is no confusion at all. Very clear if you follow my talk. Okay, anyway, see you in the next class. Before that, let me remind you all once again, please check out the playlist or description box. Use whatever you want. Don't forget to share these videos because everything is free of cost to all the student communities from my side. Use it and carve your career. Good luck. Take care.